Welcome back, and as we promised, we are going to speak about the way women is portrayed in media and in drama as we are in March. March is the month of Egyptian women. And throughout the history, the Egyptian woman is playing such an important role in all domains, in all activities, whether it's political, social, economic, cultural, you name it. And to shed more light on the important topic, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Professor Salma ElGhetany, adjunct instructor of journalism and mass communication and executive assistant. Thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Salma.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And let's start immediately with the way you are evaluating or the way the Egyptian woman is portrayed, whether in media or in drama, but starting with media first.
Yes, so we've seen a lot of change and positive change in the last few years or even decades, when how women have evolved in the roles in the media. As you know, that the vast majority of students who study in schools and faculties of journalism and mass communication are females. Mm-hmm. And then we used to find that the majority of those working in the industry are males. Yep. So there was this paradox that is now being, I think, witnessing a positive shift. We're seeing a lot of women in leading roles in media management roles, in heading channels, being on air, in front of the camera, even with their veil. This is something that is relatively new. So it gives a wider access to women of all kinds to be on camera and to pursue their dreams. Women with disability, we've seen them also assuming some roles in the media scene. So yes, in terms of women empowerment, I think we've come a long way, not the full way, but we're on the right track.
And we are having this very, let's say, stunning balance between being pioneers who started this field in general, whether in the Arab or African worlds, here in Egypt, with the women's role in media in general, and in the same time coping with the latest technologies. If you agree with me on that, Dr. Salma.
Yes, yes. So because, again, females assume a lot of powerful roles in academia, in research, in technology development, in ICT and all that. So they've had actually a positive contribution to the evolution of the media scene in Egypt and, of course, elsewhere. March being the month of Egyptian women, as you said, specifically March 16, and March 8 is the International Women's Day. So this is the month to actually commemorate all her efforts and all the women efforts. We also have Mother's Day on this day. So I think this is a very timely topic that you're addressing today.
Yeah. And if we move a little bit to drama and how the Egyptian woman is portrayed, are you satisfied of what we are saying, or still there are some stereotypes?
Yes, so there have always been stereotypes, actually not just in Egyptian drama and entertainment media in Egypt, but all over the world. We've seen the stereotype of the damsel in distress, as they say. Even in Disney cartoons, we've seen how females are always portrayed to be like the weaker side, with waiting for the man to save them not having the same mental abilities or being as smart or as resourceful. We've seen all these stereotypes being shattered and broken in recent years. I mean, there are still drama that portrays this macho man who has like many women fighting for him, and he marries more than one woman in the same household and all that. We still have this because, oddly enough, it is appealing to people of the community because it has an entertaining value. Yeah.
I mean, it's a kind of fantasy, I think.
Yes. So
more than anything else.
It makes this make-believe situation and scenarios that are outrageous or over the top, so it's entertaining to watch something that is different from the normal life we're used to. However, we've seen other drama works and entertainment media in recent years that have addressed adoption laws, custody laws, divorce laws, family laws, women in the workplace and harassment, even going as old as movies in the 70s like أنا حرة or مراتي مدير عام later on or before that actually, or we have recently منى زكي تحت الوصاية, we have ليه لأ فاتن أمل حربي that caused a lot of controversy with family and divorce laws. So we're starting to see some drama works that are trying to break the taboos and talk about issues that were not addressed in such
Dr. Salma, we cannot deny that
before.
there are some movies which changed some laws, the family laws, for example, and this was in more than one occasion. But if you permit me, let's talk a little bit about the role of media and drama in spreading more awareness regarding the important role played by women in our Egyptian society.
Yes, so there's always this debate in academia about what influences what. Does the media reflect what is happening in society, or is it the other way around? Should the media portray positive examples that the community and the society would then start to model and do like it? So there's always this debate of what comes first, but I think that when we see many positive portrayals of women in leading roles and assuming managerial roles in the workplace, solving problems, being independent, being smart, making even a good amount of money, or raising kids and all that. When we start to see these models, we start to believe that this is something that is doable in this day and age. This is something that we should advocate for. Parents should always raise their girls to be strong, to be independent, to have to be outspoken and all that. So I think that by time there is this cultivation effect that happens when we consume a lot of media, that we start by time to normalize some images and some stereotypes. So I think over time, of course, many works like these are going to affect the way the woman is seen in society.
And to shed light on role models, I think this can be such a motive for the young ladies we have, as we are a country which really enjoys a wealth named youth. And when it comes to women, this is another wealth, another treasure we have. To what extent do you think that when media spotlight and shed more light on the role models, the successful stories of women, this can be for our best interest?
Yes, of course. So the old saying that women constitutes half of society is actually true. It holds merit, it's very accurate. And so to invest in half of the society, the half that actually raises the other half, the half that has a lot of responsibility inside the house and outside, then this, of course, will yield very positive results. And so the media, by coping with these changes, positive changes, by addressing women issues, shedding light on them in trying to make changes to laws or regulations, or even to taboos or traditions that have been long withstanding and that need to be evolved and to be appropriate with today's day and age and technological era and all that. So the media coping up with that is obviously going to help with this evolution process that we're witnessing.
Dr. Salma, I mean, we can change a whole culture. I mean, for example, the culture of volunteering, when we see that there are many undergraduate students, female undergraduate students, practicing this very noble charity efforts in many occasions and with many NGOs. For example, especially in the countryside, with the distribution even of food with Haya Karima or Decent Life Initiative. When we shed more light on such examples, and we can say it this way, that we are changing even cultures and habits, this can be such a leap, if you agree with me on that.
Yes, of course, I absolutely agree that portraying women as having this positive role in society by helping in educating, helping in raising funds in charity work and distribution of charity or volunteer work of any sort, all this community work, of course, is something positive that we need more of. So by shedding light on it and showing that women can do that while also they're studying, while they're pursuing their jobs, their careers, they can also do and give back to the community. This is, of course, something that's positive.
I'm going to turn back a little bit, if you permit me, to drama and particularly on the biographies. When we do have a series or a drama series talking about a certain character which had a very positive impact in any field. I'm not going, of course, to mention names because they are too much, but Kulthum, for example. And
Yes.
when we see this series, we knew how much our soft power can play such a positive role, not only locally, but regionally and internationally. How do you think that this is one of the important issues we should focus on?
Yes, autobiographical dramas are a very good format because it shows, again, the situation or the conditions that led to the rising of a mega legend like Kulthum, or perhaps other sports athletes, sports champions, to show what led to them getting to where they are, the challenges they faced, the support they had from their surroundings. This will also be a good model. So people who have this passion, who want to pursue the same track, know that this requires a lot of effort, this requires a strong support system, this will have a lot of mishaps and a lot of challenges and difficulties that you will have to overcome. So having these sort of journey drama works that show us how these very big mega stars reached the way where they did is again going to pave the way for others to follow if they want.
I'm focusing on media and drama in specific because there is a very famous statement saying that a movie or a TV series or a program can be much more effective than a book, unfortunately. But this is a fact. We should all confess that. And the media can play such a role, and drama can play such a role in taking us throughout the ages, throughout the centuries, throughout thousands of years, to shed more light on the important role played by women since the dawn of history. Since for thousands of years, we were queens thousands of years ago. And I think that this is another side of the coin, if you want to elaborate on that too.
Yes, so we are visual beings, human beings. We consume better visually. We like to see things in order to have an emotional attachment or even a better recall or better memory by seeing or having feelings when we're consuming media. So this again happens. This is why TV is such a big thing, even with younger generations, with children more so than written forms of media. But and this is why there is the sky's the limit, as they say, with the creativity that we can see in visual and audiovisual media, even for as young as young children, with cartoons or programs aimed at children, to show them positive role models for women, to show them, as you said, historical women leaders who have created a lot of change in their society, and how this can be replicated by them. So you can start to cultivate this from a young age in an attractive, visual, appealing, entertaining way, as you said, on television or on streaming platforms or so, and even radio. Even audio is now a big thing with podcasts and all. So you can have many forms of multimedia to showcase and shed light on these examples, and to help raise even generations as young as 4 or 5-year-old children who consume a lot of television time, by showing them positive examples that they can aspire to become.
And social media can play such a role on that too.
Of course, social media has a big role in everything. Even the content that is carried on platforms, streaming platforms or television, is again carried on social media like YouTube or Facebook or whatever in shorter snippets. So we see segments of a longer movie or a longer drama or entertainment type cut in segments, shorter segments, to match the nature of the social media. Or on YouTube, we have longer form videos, and people follow them closely whenever they are on their phones, whenever they're waiting for something, they're doing something. We're a generation of multitasking, and we're a generation of smartphones, so we always have some sort of medium going along with us to watch or to listen to or to follow.
Dr. Salma, you know, we are all the time saying that until the moment, the heroic deeds of our armed forces, for example, during the October War or the years of attrition war, we need more drama, we need more, whether documentaries or drama, to portray these wonderful days, these wonderful years, and the heroic deeds of the whole Egyptian people during during these years and during these turning points in our modern history. But if you permit me to add, we need also to portray the Egyptian women role in time of crises in general, in the turning point of our modern history, whether it's the 30th of June revolution, for example, whether it's in the electoral process we have, the referendum, when we do see the Egyptian women in queues in front of the polling stations, knowing well that they are building a future for the coming generations. This is something. Do you agree with me on the importance of shedding more light on such occasions?
Yes, of course. Women have been taking place in the political scenes since back to Hoda Sha'rawi's time, the famous Egyptian activist, and she created the first federation for women. She, in the late 50s, women had the right to vote and to run for elections, and ever since then we've seen women in the political scene quite a lot, and the media was carrying this as news as well. So there is this symbiotic relationship between media and women, as they say, because women in leading roles need media to portray their achievements, and the media needs women examples to show them to the community and to the society. And of course, in the political area, we've seen a lot of examples of that.
Well, one final question, Dr. Salma, regarding AI. As we are all saying that keeping with the latest technologies and all the time being a pioneer in the field of media, so AI now, it's not a luxury, it's inevitable. How do you see the role of AI in the topic we're speaking about, the role of AI in media and in drama portraying the Egyptian women in our society?
Yes, so there are a lot of concerns now by creative people in the creative industry that AI is going to take over some of their work, because now with generative AI, you have tools that can create scripts, that can create even videos now. OpenAI has a new program called Sora that can create 60-second videos from a text prompt. So you give it just some text describing the video, and it creates a highly realistic video for you. So this is, we're witnessing a paradigm shift in how creative work is done. Artists are also concerned with the copyright issues, that their work is going to be used for training AI models that will then create new art that is inspired by them without giving them credit. So there are a lot of ethical dilemmas going around AI right now. And one of the main things that are being challenged in AI by AI conservatives, as they say, is the idea of stereotypes, that AI models are trained on large sets of data that have a large amount of stereotyping or misrepresentation of women or even other minority groups. So when you ask it to give you an answer or to create something for you, it will show these stereotypes and these biases in the results. So there are a lot of programs that if you tell them, show me, give me an image of a successful doctor, it will give you an image of a male doctor and not a female one. Even you give, in the US, for instance, they created these experiments. They asked the AI to give them an image of a criminal, and they give them a black person rather than a white person, or not a mixed, something, or one black and one white. There is always a bias towards blacks. There were sometimes a bias against women in the representation. So AI still has a long way to go in terms of making these stereotypes go away in some way or another, and it has to be fed by the humans. So the humans training the models need to take care of this, and this is not still happening. So if AI is used in the media industry, we may see some of these stereotypes being perpetuated rather than broken, and it will take a human element and a human interference to make sure that this doesn't happen.
Well, Professor Salma ElGhetany, Adjunct Instructor, Journalism and Mass Communication and Executive Assistant, thank you very much for your input, ma'am, and have a very good day. Well, by this we come to the end of our episode. Stay tuned on Nile TV International always for more updates, and for more details, please log on to www.nileinternational.net. Many thanks for watching. This was Nurmina Abdulrahman.